Hello and welcome back to Explain the Charts, your go-to channel for detailed market analysis. It's October 7th, 2025, and today we're diving deep into Litecoin, or LTCUSD. There's a ton of news swirling around Litecoin right now, primarily focused on the potential approval of a spot ETF, and it's causing some serious indecision in the market. First, we'll break down the latest headlines and what they mean. Then we'll jump into the charts to see how it all translates into price action. The biggest story is undoubtedly the spot Litecoin ETF proposed by Canary Capital. The SEC recently missed its decision deadline, partly due to a U.S. government funding lapse, which has injected a dose of regulatory uncertainty into the market. This delay spooked some short-term traders who had priced in a high probability of approval, leading to the recent pullback we've seen. Despite the delay, however, sentiment from many analysts remains incredibly optimistic. Bloomberg analysts have previously forecasted a 95% probability of approval by October 2025, and many still expect it to happen by the end of the year. This optimism is also reflected in on-chain data, which shows significant whale activity. Reports from early October indicate that large holders accumulated over 180,000 LTC, worth around $21 million, suggesting they are positioning for a mid-term rally. This accumulation mirrors patterns seen before a major 40% surge in late 2024. So we have a classic standoff, short-term uncertainty versus long-term institutional optimism. Now let's look at how these events are reflected on the daily chart. As you can see, Litecoin has been in a strong uptrend since finding a bottom back in March of this year. After a long period of consolidation through the summer, price action really began to accelerate in late September. This powerful rally, from around $105 all the way to a peak just shy of $125 at the beginning of October, directly correlates with the mounting hype surrounding the ETF decision. However, you can see this series of recent red candles showing a clear rejection from that $124 to $125 price zone. This lines up perfectly with the news of the SEC's delayed decision, confirming that the $124 to $125 area is a formidable short-term resistance. The bulls need to decisively break through this ceiling to continue the upward trend. Right now, the price is consolidating after that rejection. Looking at the chart, we can identify our first key support level in the $115 area, which lines up with the 20-day moving average mentioned by analysts and previous areas of price interaction. Below that, we have a much stronger support zone between $110 and $112, which has been tested multiple times and held firm. To get a better feel for this current battle, let's switch to the 15-minute chart and zoom in on the action since the start of October. Here you can clearly see the explosive move up to the peak on October 3rd, where the price topped out just below $125. What followed was a sharp rejection, with the price quickly falling back down. Since that drop, Litecoin has been trading in a tightening range, showing clear market indecision. We are seeing a battle play out between support around the $118 level and resistance building just above $120. This tight consolidation suggests the market is coiling up, waiting for the next major catalyst to dictate its direction. That catalyst will almost certainly be news related to the ETF or a significant move in the broader crypto market, especially from Bitcoin, which Litecoin is strongly correlated with. Okay. Let's switch back to the daily chart to recap and discuss potential scenarios. To summarize, the key price levels to watch are critical. Major resistance is at the $124 to $125 zone. The pivotal level that bulls must reclaim to regain momentum is $121. Immediate support is currently holding around $118, with stronger support levels at $115 and then down in the $110 to $112 range. So, what can we expect next? Let's outline two primary scenarios. In a bullish scenario, we would see a decisive reclaim of the $121 level, followed by a breakout above the $125 resistance. This would most likely be driven by positive ETF news or a strong market-wide rally. If this breakout occurs and holds, it opens the door for a move towards analyst targets of $130 to $140 in the short to medium term. Given the underlying institutional interest, I would place the likelihood of this scenario around 60%, but it is heavily dependent on that ETF catalyst materializing. On the other hand, in a bearish scenario, the price fails to break above $121 and eventually loses support at the $118 and $115 levels. A confirmed break below $115 would be a significant sign of weakness, likely leading to a retest of the major support zone around $110. A catastrophic failure there could even see prices fall back towards $103. This scenario becomes much more probable with definitively negative ETF news, further delays, or a significant correction in Bitcoin. I'd place the probability of this outcome at around 40%. The most important things to watch for in the coming days and weeks are any announcements from the SEC and the price action of Bitcoin. Litecoin's high correlation means it will be difficult for it to rally significantly if the broader market is heading down. That's all for today's analysis on Litecoin. Remember to keep a close eye on those key levels we discussed. Please be aware that this is not financial advice. The cryptocurrency market is extremely volatile, and you should always do your own research and assess your risk tolerance before making any investment decisions. Thanks for watching Explain the Charts, and we'll see you in the next video.